All right. Good morning and welcome to the stream. Um, Today is what is today? November 20th. It's a Wednesday. Again, no real news. We talked about this yesterday, and tomorrow though, Thursday and Friday, we can expect some movement in the market. I mean, we can always expect movement in the market, right? Like, there's never a time where we're not gonna see movement. Like, we clearly had this huge manipulation move, and this could be sort of a double manipulation, right? You perch the bottom, perch the top, and then your real move comes into play, which I think will happen on Thursday, Friday, right? So I am in a trade right now. I'm actually doing micros today. I'm trying something new where I'm sort of playing this higher time frame narrative with micros and just letting this play out, right? However, I see fit. So let's get rid of. So I'm also trying a new layout, and if you cannot see this, if this is too much, let me know. I can always, I don't know. I mean, I can always try to like do something where I don't know, maybe something like this. Let's try this, right? Let's try this because I want to make sure that everyone can, like, you guys can see the charts, see me. Yeah, this should be good. And then I'll just spread this over like so. I think that's good. Is that better? I think that's better, right? This should be better. So anyways, yeah, so I'm doing micros. Um and I just want to play this high time frame narrative. If we look at this with nothing on the charts, we can see, let me try this. Oh, okay. Maybe this is, no, I don't like this. I like this. I like this better. Yeah, I like this better. All right. So, anyways, high time frame narrative. And this high time frame narrative goes like this. We have a high time frame SMT here. Let's go to the 2 hour for a moment. High time frame SMT, right? From here to here. We also have a 1 hour SMT here from here to here. And so I'm like, all right, cool. I'm just gonna short this. This is also at an area that I want to see sort of a small rejection. Now I'm not looking for this full move to the downside, but I am looking for a rejection here, right? So maybe we cover 50% of this range from here to here, that one that we had. And yesterday was like, this was a wild move, right? Like, I was like, oh, this is over. And then all of a sudden it just took over. 50% of this move, let me change this, is right around this true week open, right? And we can see maybe that 38%, I'm just watching the chart to see what it gives me. But maybe that 38% we get something there. Let's look at this. Yeah, I mean, if we go to a day, well, honestly, I feel like I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's just kind of dive into this morning. I did go ahead and journal. So if you didn't do that already, like, I don't know, this has been such a great tool to have and to be able to just keep at my desk and literally just figure out, like, all right, how am I feeling today? Like, what am I expecting? Maybe, and it's like, all right, I can really look at it without my own bias, if that makes sense. But anyways, there's that. All right. First thing first is verse of the day comes from Isaiah 9:2. The people walking in darkness have seen a great light. On those living in the land of deep darkness, a light has dawned. Ooh, okay. Isaiah 9. I'm gonna have to read this later, like the whole thing, because I'm interested in that. Anyways, that's the verse of the day. Looking at Finviz. Let's see. Can we? Yeah, let's do this. I mean, market's not open yet, but um, yeah, video was up almost 5%, 4.89% yesterday. Tesla, yeah, I mean, a lot of the stuff was up, so that is good if you're on the right side of the market, of course. Forex factor again, no news, right? We have 10 a.m. I mean, if anything, if you're trading crude oil, then 10:30 is for you. But honestly, I don't see much of anything here. So we're gonna leave that be. All right, let's take a look at this monthly outlook here. On the month, we know we took out all-time highs, right? Like previous all-time highs. So this was our all-time high from like back in July, and then we just took this in November. This is a monthly chart again. There's no sort of PDRAs that I'm looking at on a monthly right now that we can trade back into. Yeah, I mean, there's really not much. We have a few inversions here that we've seen kind of hold really good, and this is one. This is sort of an inverted shoot, what's the word? BPR. Sorry. This is a BPR, and it's sort of it rejected multiple times. We see this week like 2, 3, 4, 5 weeks and 5 weeks, right? 4 in a row, and then this one, and then all of a sudden it broke, came back down into that BPR, and it's holding to the upside. So again, I'm not looking for like I said, I'm not looking for this play to the downside all like right now because it's not there, right? So I'm just looking at what the chart is giving me. We also have this inverted fair value gap here, and this is also holding price up really good. So, and this is on the weekly charts, and I mean, from here, where do we go, right? Like, what do we expect? So we've had, let's just go to the monthly. I mean, technically on the monthly, we've had this move here. Yeah, but again, I don't know. I don't know where we could go here. I was really looking at this high to not be taken. Create SMTs, take us lower, then have a really nice SMT, just like we had here, right? We had this SMT here, and then we had this run to the upside. Now everything is taken. Everything is at all-time highs. So there's no real like confirmation or anything that tells me, hey, listen, we're going to the downside. We're going to the downside. So I'm just playing it by what I see right now, right? So let's go to the daily. Actually, let's go to the 2-day. 2-day, we have, I'm looking at this area here, right? 2,914. I'm looking at that. We did rebalance sort of this whole move to the downside, right? So we haven't necessarily taken anything from this range. So let me take this off. We haven't taken anything from this range here. Where are you? Right here. From here to here. We haven't taken anything from this range. So we're still inside of, this is our dealing range on the day, even on the daily. Yeah, right here. So this is our dealing range, right? We came into discount. Now we're back at premium. And then we have this is now our dealing range, right? Like this was until we took that low. So this was our dealing. We're still at discount, right? So maybe again, this 20,900 area, this is, sort of a equilibrium for this. And that's what I'm looking at. We also have a new day opening gap. So this is an important level for me. 20,900 area for me to look at. and sort of expect a rejection, even if it's not here or around here. Um, so we'll see. We'll see what happens. What else? We have about 18 minutes to market open, right? Yeah, 18 minutes to market open. And what am I expecting to see? Let's drop down to the 4 hour. Get rid of this. Down to the 4 hour. So we had this move, right? So here's what happened yesterday. We had this move, right? We took out previous week low, which is here, and we left previous week high intact. So one of the things that I'm thinking, it's like, all right, cool. Maybe we are going for that previous week high, creating an SMT or creating some new all-time highs. But I would like to see. I was thinking maybe we'll have an SMT here, right, from previous week to this week. But if we look at all the assets together, we see that everything was taken. We created a new low, a lower low, and there is no SMT. So that is sort of an invalid play, but we still had a run to the upside, creating SMT here. So we have SMT here. This is not a weekly SMT, right? I think this is within the daily SMT. Yeah, this is I think, yeah, daily SMT here. And now I'm expecting a retracement to the downside through this, right? Because we are sort of in a, uh, we're in this fair value gap. We're also, we've already taken almost, yeah, we pretty much rebalanced this move, right? 50% of that range, even though we haven't tapped 50%, like we're in this. So I'm expecting, all right, cool. Maybe we do want to go lower here. And so this is an area that I'm watching for. And this is why I got in the short here. I was like, all right, cool. Like this looks pretty good. I like what I'm seeing. Even if we don't go all the way down, like I wanna at least get something in here. And I don't have to catch the whole play, right? Like I wouldn't be surprised if this just takes this low again today at all. But I'm not looking to play that full move. Maybe if you have like an extra and you're like, man, I have a runner, I just want to like why do I have four? I literally had three. I had three contracts here. Now I have four. Also, the hotkeys, the shift B and S, have messed me up so many times. I was in this trade earlier, and it was going good, and then all of a sudden I like got out, and I was like, what the frick? Let's see. Where are you? Here we go. Where is it? Ah, there it is. Yeah. So, anyways, my out like again today. I'm bearish for now until the chart shows me something else. I mean, we also, I want to see an SMT with this low, right? Somewhere with this low, which is in all of these three assets, it's gonna be here. Like I want to see an SMT here in order to take us higher. Like this SMT right now is just, I mean, this is sort of an accumulation to the downside, I believe. Um, yeah, I don't see us going higher right now, but I do think that this is an accumulation manipulation to the downside, creating some sort of SMT, which I think NQ might give us that SMT first, and then everything else would follow. I mean, YM also has been surprising when it comes to the way that it moves. So we'll see, but that's what I'm expecting today. Um, so let's see. 1 hour. Again, we had our 1 hour here, right? 1 hour SMT. And this was just sort of confirming the narrative that I had earlier, and this could be wrong, but this was confirming that narrative on our high time frame SMT, right, to the downside. And so that was my play. I mean, and you see my entry is like way down here. I was up here, and then I clicked that shift whatever, took me out, so I had to get back in. And I was like, all right, whatever. This is ridiculous. So that's that. Uh, let's take a look at gold. Gold, silver, and copper. Gold is coming in into that fair value gap that we talked about, right? This is that daily fair value gap. If we do have an SMT here, all right, with gold. Well, almost actually, not yet, sorry. Yeah, we almost have this SMT here with gold. I expect gold to come up, push a little higher, and then continue lower after this. Let's go to the 4-hour. Yeah. Yeah, once gold takes this high here, looking at a higher time frame, or a lower time frame entry model, as where is this? No, silver has to. Yeah, I mean, just keep an eye on gold, because if silver takes this high here, then you'll have an SMT at a great location, and then you'll be. I would go for shorts here. I don't think gold's coming up any higher right now. I think depending on also Bitcoin, wherever that thing is at. I haven't looked at. But that thing is climbing. I'm expecting Bitcoin to go to 100, and then that's where it's like, that's going to have a lot of trouble, or get a rejection, right? You had, yeah, we talked about this. We're like, all right, cool. Like, look at this accumulation. We had so much accumulation happening with Bitcoin. And then we're just starting to break out. So even though this is a big run, like it's just for what it did, is to me, like this would be sort of a normal play, like run to the upside. Now the thing is, like, are we going to be accumulating again in this area, and for how long, right? So keep that in mind. But I think 100,000 is going to be a place where a lot of people are looking to sell, and then we can talk about 120. But 100,000 on Bitcoin, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it would have to have so much strength in order to just like break 100,000. But so if Bitcoin keeps going up, I'm expecting again, which it is. I expect gold to continue to drop just a little bit more, actually a lot more. We have our origin on consolidation down here. I mean, we could just, it would be nice to see us take this. And there we go. All right, so let's get rid of all of this, and let's see. I need to shoot. Okay. Yep. I shouldn't. Okay. I'm gonna put my stop right here, because I was supposed to only, like, I can only make a certain amount, and it's this account, it's like it's got this consistency rule and like everything, and I'm just like, okay, I'm not trying to go over, and that's why I had 3 contracts, but I guess I had 4, and whatever, potato, you know. It is 9:22, so 8 minutes to market open, and we'll see what happens then. All right. So looking at the 4 hour again, let's go back out. So this is always looking at the bigger picture. Looking at the bigger picture to see what we're seeing, what we've been what we've taken, what we haven't. We're a new day opening gap. YM has not taken that low. Everything else has taken that low. Here's another low that I'm looking at. Here's another low. And then we also have this fair value gap that we could trade into. That would be 50% of that range. And again, I would expect us to do something like that, right? On the 1 hour, like there's nothing here. So we'll see. 15-minute. And I don't even know if I have. Yep, here it is. Let me know if this layout works out. Does this work? Where it's like my face on this corner and then all of this info and obviously your Bible verse. So you don't go to hell. Just kidding. I'm just kidding. Don't get offended. It was just a funny joke. And then all of this Finviz stuff. Yeah, let me know if this works. I think I'm digging this just because I don't know. I feel like my face was always on the way here, right? So like you guys can still see this. I'm able to sort of see my beautiful self and interact with you guys at the same time. And just we get to do this. Also, okay, so if you guys are using this quarterly theory indicator, mine always does this, where it's like doesn't show up, and then sometimes it shows up, but I gotta go back in here and I gotta do that, and it's like this is so annoying. So if you guys have a fix for that, let me know, because yes, it's very very annoying. Yeah, we're just gonna. I really think we're gonna be dropping here. This is clearly looking like a sell side of the curve where we broke structure to the downside. If we look at the 51-minute, let's look at the 1 hour because most people have the 1 hour. If we look at let's look at NQ, we have a market structure shift right here, right? I like the 51-minute market structure shift closing below, right? The bodies of these candles right here. Then what do we expect? Retracement into this area before dropping lower. And how do we know this? We had an SMT manipulation. We can calculate to see where we are headed, looking like 1.5 standard deviations, 2 standard deviations down, making it this fair value gap here into this true week opening gap. So this is, I mean, if it doesn't have to play out this way, but the probabilities of this trade coming down into this area are pretty high, just because sort of this narrative, right? Like we had this sort of accumulation phase up here from this whole move, dropping lower, rebalance this. This was our sort of our point of origin, or shoot, I'm like, my words are not here this morning. Origin of consolidation right here. So I expect price to take this on one of the 3 assets, whether it's YM, ES, or NQ, and then creating an SMT, ultimately creating an SMT, right? If we want to continue higher, which I think, I mean, so far the market has been pretty bullish. Like it's been nothing but bullish, right? Like we see all of this, like just creating new higher lows, and we haven't revisited any of these sort of areas. So that's sort of my bias for right now. Once price comes up here, takes yeah, once price gets up here higher, yeah, 50 51, yeah. This this to me looks pretty good. Like I wouldn't wait. You could have gotten in right here, right? But then you'll probably wait or it'll run without you, but wait to get back in on that retracement. 50%, maybe 38% of that move. So maybe you could just start adding here to the downside. I don't know. You do what you want. You do what you want. Was this an SMT here? Nope. Dun, dun, dun. Yeah, no. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, I saw this and I was like, I like this. And I got in on this SMT with a lower time frame. I think a lower time frame SMT here. Oh, where was it? Something. Maybe not. But anyways, that was it. That was the play that I wanted to see. 1 minute, 40 seconds until market open. We'll see what happens. This could either just continue lower and just go. New day opening gap. Okay. 15 minutes. Let me know if you trade. Like, do you trade NQ, ES, YM? What's your favorite? I personally, I enjoy NQ. It's just, she's a nasty one. You know what I'm saying? Do you know what I'm saying? Here's our 9:30. Yep. I think this, yeah, we're just gonna probably dump here. This will probably dump. Honestly, it'd be nice for price to come up here into. We have this sort of inversion BPR maybe into that true day open. That'd be cool. Sort of a, yeah. Oh. I think yeah, market structure shift. Yeah, here would be get in on this. YM's pushing higher. SMT. No, yeah, SMT. Yeah, I think we're going up here. Yeah, we're most likely going to go up here. Unless they all just like give us a candle like this to the downside. But honestly, not bad, not bad, not bad. I would take this as my first. Yeah, this thing's got some ways to go. Looks like no retracement for here. This thing might just come up around this area. If this fails and this fails. So this would have to fail this to invalidate that. This obviously would have to come down. But let's see, where can we go? Where could we go here? Yeah, around here. Let's see from here. I mean, this is a nice run to the downside. Like we just had this push, right? But it's a sort of a healthy move down. And then the bigger pushes happen right here at this new day opening gap. Yeah, price could come down. Let's see. Like I said, maybe we create SMTs here. Right? SMT with NQ, which is right here. We push higher and then our move to the downside after that, right? Because we had our market structure shift already. And even if you didn't count this as your market structure shift and the, let's see, on the higher time frame, because I don't think the 30-minute gave you what I saw on but the 1 hour did, right? So we had this beautiful 1 hour SMT, like very clean, right? So and you have your curve here. So you not only have your buy side of the curve, and now it's looking like we are in a sell side of the curve here on a market structure or a what the frick do you call this? Market maker model. Sorry. Again, I'm not. So again, buy side of the curve, sell side of the curve with an SMT manipulation with a market structure shift, right, to the downside. So again, we could see this come back up. It hit that one target that we were looking at, have SMTs at this point with YM. Center that, boom, SMT with YM. Stop loss could be right here if that's the case, if we're going higher. I mean, you never really want to catch a falling knife, but you know, sometimes it's nice. Something like that. We'll see. I would want to wait for any of the other, like, so YM already made that okay, see now YM just it now continues lower, so that's invalidated. So yeah, this is one of these things where you just kind of sit and wait, or if you want to participate, good on you. But yeah, I mean, this is definitely one of those things that it's just gonna keep going lower. Oh man, sick. Um, hmm, hmm. All right, true week open. Yep. And I think honestly, like if you caught that, awesome. That's the move for you. If you did not, well, sorry. Like there's more opportunities, right? That's the thing. It's like there's definitely always opportunities. We saw that yesterday, even with no news. We saw that we're seeing that today with this market maker model. And I'm not, it's like multiple things, right? It's not just a market maker model. It's like, all right, cool. I'm looking at it in a sort of like that's the little piece that we're just looking at. But I'm looking at it in a way that uh it's like where would be the highest probable trade, right? It's like, all right, cool. Like we see from here, we have like this area right here was like you could plot it like this, and you're like, oh yeah, yeah, yeah. I see where it's like it like tested it, moved over it, tested it again, moved up, broke down, tested it. So this is an area that I could see potentially play out. All right, cool. There's one. Number two, we have a new day opening gap. All right, that's another one. Number three, this whole move to the downside, 50% of that, it's around this area here. All right, cool. So it's like I'm looking at multiple things and just saying, all right, where could things sort of take place? You know, we also have an fair value gap here. Cool. Okay, so then that's where I'm like, all right, is there something here? Is there not? And just calculating sort of that risk to this, you know? Live expired. I don't know what that means. Cool. All right. Does that make sense? If it does, then awesome. And I'm always like trying to get better at risk management and looking at the charts and saying, all right, cool. This is just a chart. Nothing else. Nothing else. But definitely learning SMTs, learning all of these things, right? Like I did learn support resistance kind of stuff, areas of like interest, volume, level 2, stuff like that, where it was cool and I enjoyed it, but I wanted to know why things sort of happen, and then I stumbled into ICT and all of those concepts, and I'm like, all right, cool, this makes sense. And then they don't, most of the time it's not that they don't work, it's just I don't think that I was looking at it in the right perspective, right? Like you can find fair value gaps everywhere, but it's finding the right fair value gaps that get you a high probable trade. And I've been combining it with support resistance, right? Like sort of trend lines. And I know most people are like, what trend lines? What do you mean? Like ICT doesn't do trend lines. No, you're right. But if you follow a trend to the upside, then what's the most probable area, right, where you can sort of aim? It's like, oh, maybe somewhere around these gaps, maybe somewhere here, right? So if you were looking at this like that, where it's like where all of this is not here, and you see it coming down, you're like, all right, well, what's the most probable area? Well, somewhere around here, right? Like somewhere here, or depending on how long it takes, could be here. But you know that this is a place that you can see price sort of react, right? And what do you have here? You have new week opening gaps and this ICT concept stuff. And then what else do we have here? Oh, well, you know, like let's look at a higher time frame. We have let's see if this lines up. We have this area here where we saw a lot of just price comes up, rejects, rejects, comes up, bounces, bounces, rejects. It's like, all right. And then it like rejects multiple times. All right. So you're like, okay, cool. This is another area. What else do we have? Well, let's see. We have this area here, right? Just rejects, bounces, rejects, and you have price being held right here. So all of these things, like there's never a um like a single perfect thing. It's all about just stacking probabilities in your favor. Waiting, which is honestly one of the hardest things that I've had to learn, and I'm not patient at all. Like I'm not at all. And so waiting is like a big deal for me where it sucks. You know, I'm just gonna say how it is. It just sucks. Um, but anyways, you kind of you do have to learn that. You have to understand it. Looking at different assets. So I look at the notes and the U.S. dollar and how it's moving, and it's like, all right, well, what is it wanting to do, um, and stuff like that. So I also have this where it's like no wicks. I don't use this as much just because I can see the bodies where I'm looking at. So this I don't use as much, but there was a time where I would look at just the bodies and where did they close. If they close below another one. It's like, all right. And it's 9:44. Remember 10 o'clock we had FOMC member Goolsby speaking. Sick. No. Wow, I'm so off. Bar. Member Bar. Crude oils. I haven't looked at crude oils in like forever. Let's look at it for a second. Let's look at crude oil. Oh, there's a lot of markings on this bad boy. Get rid of them. Oh, okay. Yep. Crude oil. Crude oil. Crude oil's been just, yeah, just been doing something. Yeah, crude oil is, I don't know. I remember when I first started futures, I would trade everything and anything. And it's like, and I was like, crude oil, get in here. And it would always go against me. So I never touched it again. Now I just mess with indices. Anyways, that's it. Like what do yeah, again, if this is gonna go lower, it's gonna again break this low, right? Come back up around this area, retest that, go lower. Again, I want to see SMTs with this if we do want to go higher, but I don't know. We'll see. But do you see how this just like it just follows that sort of trend to the upside, right? If we connect like bodies and wicks and bodies and wicks, it's like there is a clear trend that's like, all right, cool. This is just doing this, right? So yeah. Then you can do the same thing to the downside, right? Like you have this trend here. It's like, all right, cool. Boom, boom, boom. And then all of a sudden breaks it, retest, and goes higher, and then change directions, different trend. But that was the thing. It's like, I want to know why this changed trends. Why did it change? And that was where ICT came into play. And it's like, all right, oh, okay, cool. Market structure shift. Oh, cool, cool. All right, I see this. Market maker models, because everything is a market maker model, right? Buy side of the curve. Here, let me draw it out if I can draw it out. Everything is buy side of the curve, sell side of the curve, sell side of the curve, buy side of the curve, buy side, sell side, sell side, buy side. So, but it's all made of market maker models. Some of them have SMT, some of them have structure shift, some of them give you retracement, some of them do not. It's just all about, intuition and being able to like, oh, is this gonna do that? If it doesn't, how much am I willing to risk? I have to give back 240 bucks. Hold on. Because I can't go over a certain amount, which is so stupid. So let's see. Let's just pick a number 1 through. Let's do a random. We're gonna do a random number. So pick an. Should we pick a number or just do a random? Random number. Okay. Dude, this is so stupid. Oh, there it is. Okay, 1 and 2. Okay, should it be 1 we buy and 2 we sell? So let's see. 1 equals buy. 2 equals sell. So let me know which number, 1 or 2, and what we'll do is generate a couple times, right? And then we'll buy or sell here. Yeah, 1 is buy, 2 is sell, and I just have to make sure we lose 230 bucks. No, yeah, 230 bucks, and that's what we'll do. So word generator, maybe just to make it simpler. Number of words 2. Okay. No, that's not gonna make it simpler. Let's go here. All right, let's do it. You ready? Let's run it. Here we go. Generate. I wanted to do like a whatever. How many? Calculate. What the frick? Okay. Oh, sick. Okay. 1 and 2. 10 times. Oh. What is this? What? 1. Okay. Sick. Spin. All right, remember, 1 we buy, 2 we sell. Oh, shoot. Sick. We're going with 2. We're selling. I need to sell. Okay, I'm going to put my stop loss at 240 bucks. So I got to do 5 of these. Nope. I'm going to do 8 of these. 230. Sell 200. Yeah, right here. Sell. Boom. Sick. If this continues lower, which could 100% continue lower, I'm gonna be pretty mad. Because I would have sold here anyways with a stop loss up here. No, this is going lower. No, we're making more money. We don't want that. We want to lose money. Yeah, because like this, so basically this account that I'm like trading is sort of a super small account, right? Like, so there's like a consistency thing where you can't go over X amount. Like, I think it's like 300 bucks a day, and you got to trade for like 5 days, and then it's like 4 phases. And I was like, whatever, cool. This will be sort of an easy, single contract, single micro here and there, playing a high time frame narrative. No worries, just leave it, go do your thing, and that's what I did. So, but I would never go in with 8 contracts on this account just because of the size of the account, and I wouldn't want to. It's just there's so much risk with 8 contracts on smaller accounts, right? Always, always, always start with like a single micro, especially if you're moving on NQ or MNQ. There we go. Perfect. That's it. That's all I needed. 293. I like that. So then I'm done with this account, right? Like I finished this account. There's nothing else for me here. We picked right, guys. We picked right. Number two. Shall we pair? Let's do some. Let's do some paper trading. Oh right, I had this earlier. Didn't hit. Okay, so I am on this trade. I had this sort of overnight big idea for yesterday to, you know, this is on full contracts, and I got on this yesterday. I got in around here. My goal was I did have my stop loss here. So anyway, now I'm talking about this trade that I had an idea. So stop loss was originally here, and I was like, all right, cool. Let me just tighten this up a little bit. And it looks like I could have gotten stopped by like one tick. Oh my goodness. Yeah. It was this 2 ticks. Dang. 2 ticks away from losing 4 grand on this. Um but my stop would have been, again, you get the idea. Right here. This is where my stop would have been, right here. It was about 6 grand, 5 grand, yeah, 5,300. Um Anyways, let's put it back to our single tick right there. Was it there? Was it there? It was pretty close, right? Yeah, that was pretty close right there. So, anyways, what I said was like, all right, cool. I don't want to see price run up onto this area here. I don't want to. High time frame narrative, right? It's like, all right, and if we do, then at that point I'm invalid. This is invalidated because then we're running higher. So the reason I did that was at first I didn't have this trade on, right? But when I saw this, no SMT down here, run higher. This to me was sort of just a regular pullback, right? People were probably gonna like just go long on all kinds of things. And if that was the case, my invalidation was that high to get stopped out and just continue higher, right? And I was like, all right, cool. I'm willing to take this. This would be a trade that I would take. But ultimately, I want to see us run this low. And I said that this morning too. Like, I want to see us run this low here. And even if it's not today, like, because we do have an SMT, sequential SMT, and no SMT down here, right? Ultimately, like I said, let's get rid of that, creating, what do you call it? A SMT, a sequential SMT down here, right? Or even if it's right here, like, I don't know, we'll see. But right now I know that we have a sequential SMT to the downside, and that's what I would play. Typically I would trade 3 contracts on my, like, a regular account, 3 contracts. And that's what I'm playing. So it's not something that I wouldn't do. This is just like something that I would definitely, um I'm trying to keep it real, right? And with the way that I would normally process and think, like, okay, what's my risk going to be? What am I willing to do? Where is my stop? Where is my take profit? And these are big numbers, but at the same time, I know that if this, went above this high right here, then it would be invalidated. I did move this lower. Um, Honestly, I don't remember why I moved it lower. So I probably should have kept it up there. Anyways, things are going my way. I could have gotten stopped by 2 ticks. And this is why I shouldn't have moved it lower, because I would have been way good right up here, right? With ample space for this to move in against me and then move lower. But anyways, now we're here. I think we were right, yeah, like around here. And yeah, I mean, at that point, I would move my stop loss to break even as soon as we get to it, basically halfway into this profit, right? I wouldn't take partials or anything. The only time I would take partials is if I see something happening down here, sort of an SMT, a sequential SMT down here with these lows. and if NQ hasn't reached my profit target, my take profit. So I think that's it for today. Again, I'm not trying to be here on those charts all the time. I'm always looking at them, but I'm trying to like just get in the trade, get out. Which honestly, we caught this beautiful trade on that one account, and I'm happy with that. And this is a an account that I've been. This is a paper account, and I'm not like this is not a real account, just so that you guys know. But I'm treating this as a real account, right? So I started this account with 2 grand, and this was 2 grand that I would realistically start an account with, $2,000. The only difference is I'm able to play full size contracts on paper trading, which is not you wouldn't be able to with 2 grand on an account unless you have a great broker for futures. But I figured, okay, let me just start with 2 grand, and I did play full contracts starting with those 2 grand, so it was very risky for sure. But after that, I was able to build this up, and it's been about 4 months, 3 months now, and I think I built this up to almost 300,000. Yeah, 200. It's at $284,000, and it's just a gauge for me to be like, all right, cool. Am I actually like making progress or not? And this just tells me, okay, cool. Like the ideas that I'm doing are there. And now I'm just working on risk, like my risk according to my account, right? So this risk according to this account is nothing. Like this is nothing, right? But if I had a $2,000 account and I'm trying to risk like $400, then that doesn't work. So then going to something like micros, right? Let's just put this trade on again. Let's just put this trade, a similar trade. But if I'm going to micros and I'm over here risking $160 to make 763 on a $2,000 account, like that makes more sense. There's a lot of room where, let's just say $200 right there. Boom. $200 to make 760 whatever. That makes more sense on a $2,000 account. I wouldn't take a full contract. I would take a micro contract and just let it play out. Let it do its thing, right? And I think that's that's what I've been trying to do. I did, just like everyone else who got started into futures and didn't know anything, was like, all right, cool. I'm gonna over leverage this thing and get one good win and then move from there. And it's like that never happens. And if it does, awesome, but then you lose it because then you over leverage the second and third and so on and so forth. So just managing your risk, understanding your account size, understanding how much you can actually lose. So like, I could lose, what is this? 10 times, $200. My mouth is, or something like that. Whatever. I could lose that many times, and then I'd lose the account. But at that point, if I win 3 times, then I could be in profit, even if I lose like 2, 3 of these in a row. But you have huge stop losses. Like what is this? Almost 400 ticks. Like this is something that you won't play. You can just leave and let it do its thing, right? Like you don't have to think about it. You don't have to do anything. Depending on who you're with and what you're working with, like you probably have margins overnight. And that's something that you might consider, or maybe that prop firm doesn't allow you, or stuff like that. But anyways, long story short, this trade, that's what I'm doing here. So yeah, I'm looking at this and I'm like, okay, cool. Like I'm thinking of this as real money, and I'm okay with risking this, right? Like, and so it just helps. And it's always a practicing tool. So I'm always practicing on this. I'm always like, let me try this. Let me see if it works. Let me over leverage here and see what happens with my idea, right? And then it's like I can go back and like it still sucks when this account goes lower if I over leverage. Um, and I have before, and it's like, dang it, man, like why did I do that? And it's the same feeling as if I'm like trading one of the real accounts, and it's like, dang, dude, why would you do that? But I've really enjoyed just paper trading, as you know, I've had multiple accounts where I like um it just helps me to kind of stay up to date with the things that I'm seeing on the chart, how the chart moves, and sort of get that intuition from the charts that you really wouldn't get without um without really trading and just being on the chart. So but yeah. Hi, Gorgeous. Here, Gorgeous. Can you take this to the sink? Thank you. So, anyways, that's it. If you do, let me know if you have any questions before I head out. I think I'm gonna, yeah, I'll be done here in the next 2 to 3 minutes. But if you do have any questions, let me know. The trade that we caught today was to this downside. We took a short. I took a short earlier before the live stream started when I saw a this hourly SMT up here, this one right here. TBH, this paper trade was very much a premature trade. I entered somewhere over here, and this could have gone sideways on me. So this could have potentially been a $2,000 risk if I played it, with confirmation. And honestly, I didn't. So this trade doesn't. I'm not like yay about this trade. Um, this was a premature trade, even if it's going my way. So yeah, that's it for today. Tomorrow is going to be interesting. Tomorrow we do have news. I don't know that we'll see. I mean, the market always gives us, whatever it wants to give us. And yeah, so anyways, have an awesome day. Don't be on the charts forever. Go do something. Go hang out, go work, go do what you need to do, and I'll catch you guys tomorrow. See ya.